If we can just take a moment to reflect, and I'll keep it short, because I know you want to get home. But when we came in January, we had a double shot. The first was to deliver on our promise, do everything in our power to help Vermonters rebuild the worst storm in our history, to rebuild this state better than the way Irene found us. And I want to say to all of you, we have much more work to do, but in terms of delivering on that promise, doing everything within your power, mission accomplished. I'm proud of you. And you did it by solving problems that have evaded governors from both parties for generations. You took a crumbling state hospital that had been flooded out and said, instead of just going back, delivering quality mental health in a facility that didn't dignify the quality of care that our most vulnerable residents should get, you said, no way, we're not going back. Instead, we're going to build and deliver, finally, on the finest community-based mental health system in the country. And you did it. And we are proud of you. Second, you exercised similar judgment in solving the flooding at the Waterbury complex. You thought about it. You looked forward. You made tough decisions. You listened. And the judgment was right. Go back to Waterbury, expand downtown Barry, and bring agencies together that have been divided for generations in clean, green, energy-efficient office space that will deliver efficient government to Vermonters for generations. Thank you. Finally, after a single storm ravaged over 500 miles of roads and 35 bridges, and we rebuilt those faster and cheaper than anyone ever thought was possible. You said, let's use those lessons and attack a problem that has been plaguing us for years, a crumbling road and bridge infrastructure that will destroy our ability to create jobs and get the places in place if we don't get on top of them. So you passed and agreed with my increase in the transportation budget, the biggest increase in the history of Vermont, and took the same lessons learned from Irene to allow us to not only spend more, but build cheaper and more efficiently in the future. That was desperately needed. We were losing the battle to crumbling infrastructure. You're going to help us win. Thank you for your good work. Finally, you never went in delivering on the promise to local communities that were hit so hard that the state of Vermont was going to be a partner to them, a true partner, in not only covering our responsibility, but exceeding our responsibility so that we can help them in their good work as they rebuild. You ensured that no community hit hard by Irene would see their property taxes go up more than 3 cents as they tried to dig up the disaster. You ensured that they would save millions of dollars in transportation infrastructure as they rebuild because you increased the state match to ensure that they wouldn't have to pay so much back home. You passed downtown tax credits that will help those struggling communities rebuild. And perhaps most importantly, to the most vulnerable residents that got in, those that are living in mobile homes across the state, you joined together with all the forces of federal government, state government, and private philanthropy and helped get many of those folks back on their feet after they lost their homes, their belongings, and everything they knew. Today on Meetup Day, I have the pleasure of being in Diane Graham's new mobile home at the Western Trailer Park right here in Brooklyn. And I can't tell you the pride and joy that Diane communicated to me as she showed me her new home that is entirely paid for, no debt, in Western Trailer Park, we built high enough and smart enough that it will never flood again. That is a result of your great effort. Thank you. continue, but you have a lot to be proud of. Second, we all know that our agenda pre-Irene was not set off the rails by Irene. We knew that when we got elected 2 years ago, the one issue that unified us was the simple fact that after the worst recession in American history, Vermonters were hurting financially. They needed jobs, and those who had jobs needed to have their incomes lifted. And guess what? Your good work is helping to deliver on that desperate need. We all know that you can't grow jobs if we're not the education state. And we have ensured that we will continue to provide the best quality education in America. You ensure, number one, that the governor can finally direct educational policy in Vermont. That's debated Republicans and Democratic governors for generations. It is a huge step forward. Finally, you funded the Brattleboro Downtown CCP campus, a first step in ensuring that we help that community rebuild with a vibrant campus downtown where all Vermonters can get an affordable college degree. On health care, you made great progress. You've allowed us through the exchange to draw down over $400 million of federal money that will help Vermonters who are struggling to pay for ever-rising costs of health insurance pay for that coverage. And as we combine that with our efforts to pass the first affordable single-payer healthcare system in America, I can tell you we look back on this step as a great step towards the march to sensible, affordable healthcare for all. Thank you. It is more than a coincidence that just 3 weeks ago, the Bureau of Labor Statistics announced that Vermont, the little state of Vermont, the Green Mountain State, has more green, high-tech jobs per capita than any other state in America. That's because of the energy bills you passed in the past and the energy bill you passed this week. It will allow us to continue to harness the wind and the sun, our woods, our streams, and our forests as we move from our addiction to oil to more thoughtful, locally generated, community renewable power. Thank you for your good work. And for those that work so hard on the Working Lands Bill, I can tell you there is no other effort like that in the other 49 states. It will help us to ensure that we deliver on the promise of a renaissance in agriculture, a bright future in agriculture, the simple fact that our best ag days are ahead of us, not behind us. Farm to plate, farm to fork, farmers markets, value-added product for our farmers, selling quality food grown in Vermont, inside Vermont, and beyond Vermont. It's jobs, it's our future, it's tourism. I'm proud of the work you have done. And we neglect to add $2.4 million to the Fish and Wildlife budget so that sportsmen and women across Vermont can continue to protect our natural resources as they do so well. That is a great accomplishment. Finally, you eliminate the tax and secondary packaging for manufacturers that will help grow our slowly recovering manufacturing base. And you ensure that by cloud computing and clarifying the past bills that were sent out, and ensuring for the future, at least till next July, that there will be no taxing of the cloud, that Vermont can continue to grow our high-tech jobs like dealer.com and mywebgrocers.com and other jobs where we can finally tax advantage over other states who are moving more quickly to tax, when Vermont for once is sitting back and say, let's grow jobs instead of taxes. Thank you for your support. Mark the Heath and the Appropriations Committee, I know it doesn't always get the headlines, but you have balanced the second consecutive budget the old-fashioned way by making tough choices, by matching Montpelier's appetite for spending with Vermonters' ability to pay. By ensuring that we pay our bills and we take care of our most vulnerable Vermonters while we do it. You did it without raising taxes, and to that I am eternally grateful. I close by saying this. I do not believe that there is a state in the country where democracy works better for the people that elected us than here in the state of Vermont. At a time when we're all a bit discouraged by democracy in Washington, D.C., at a time when increasingly legislatures and governors spend more time in the various states bickering with each other than they do making tough decisions to grow jobs and economic opportunities for the future, you have a tremendous amount to be proud of. There is no example like this. Democrats, Republicans, progressives, independents coming together to do what is best for Vermonters and for the Green Mountain State. To that, as your governor, I shall be eternally grateful. Thank you for your hard work.